A woman wearing black keeps circling around your home. She's carrying something spiritually heavy tied to your name. Archangel Michael says, something dark has stirred beneath the surface, and the air around your home is no longer what it used to be. There is a woman dressed entirely in black who has been appearing without warning. She walks slowly, deliberately, as if each step she takes is tied to a deeper force you cannot yet see. She comes when the wind dies down and the skies feel unusually still. Her presence doesn't make noise, but you can feel the pressure building in the silence she brings. Something unseen but very real is circling your life, cloaked in shadows. Neighbors pretend not to notice her, yet some lock their doors earlier than usual. You may have felt a sudden shiver or sensed movement behind the curtain, but dismissed it as imagination. Now it's time to understand, this isn't your imagination. This woman is not just passing by. She returns every night, each time drawing a spiritual circle that tightens around your home. Whatever she carries is not just physical, it is heavy with names, intentions, and twisted prayers. Her hands tremble under the weight of something wrapped in cloth, black thread woven into old fabric, symbols etched into it, possibly ashes folded within. The name stitched closest to the center is yours. It is yours because someone gave it to her. Archangel Michael says, this is not just about a stranger or a curse. It's about unfinished energy you've tried to bury but others have kept alive. Her footsteps drag the past into your present. She knows where to walk, what windows to stop under, and when to turn her head toward your room. When she lifts her chin, her eyes glow faintly. They are not normal eyes. They look like they've seen too many lives, as if something else is looking through her. She is a vessel, not fully herself anymore. Type Amen to get blessing 333. She first appeared the night after someone mentioned your name in a twisted circle. Your name said not in love, but bitterness. Words carry weight, and they were spoken into something ancient, something not meant to be woken. That's why she walks with purpose. In her left hand, she carries something small but glowing faintly, a charm or a symbol, tainted and cracked, made to mimic protection but designed to bind. It's your name that echoes inside it. The lights around your home flicker more often now, and electronics act strange. That's because she's not just outside. Her energy has started to bleed in. You might find coins stacked in odd corners. Strange smells, burned wood, decaying rose petals, metal, linger longer than they should. These are signs that your name is being chanted, that you are being wrapped in a thread not of your choosing. The woman doesn't speak, but she whispers without sound. If you've heard something in your sleep, muffled voices, dragging footsteps, or your name uttered softly in a dream, it was her. She's binding the night to your name. She wasn't always this way. Once, long ago, she was betrayed. And now she serves those who command from beneath the surface. She walks for them, delivers for them, and when they give her a name, she doesn't stop until the spiritual loop is closed. Type Amen to get blessing 171. You've been chosen for reasons that are not fully your fault. Someone envies your light, your unexpected protection, and your recent breakthrough. But instead of celebrating you, they hired the one in black. Your ancestors tried to shield you from this kind of darkness. But this woman knows how to slip through cracks. Cracks in routine, cracks in faith, cracks in the forgotten places of your home. That's why things go missing and then reappear. Sometimes she pauses at your back door and just stands still. Hours pass. She waits for weakness. Not yours, but the moment when your house forgets to fight. You've heard things at 3:33 a.m. That's not a coincidence. That's the hour the veil is thinner, and she drags her heavy footsteps deeper into your timeline. The thread she carries binds the present to ancient memory. She knows your energy signature. Her rituals are calculated. The circle is drawn using soil, oil, and wax not native to your land. Archangel Michael says, your name is being passed between hands who smile at you by day but light candles for your delay at night. The woman in black is their delivery. Type Amen to get blessing 909 in the early hours, just before dawn. She makes her final loop before vanishing. But she always returns, especially when you closest to your breakthroughs. Her aim is not to destroy you, it's to detour your destiny. You are not paranoid. You felt the vibration shift. You've noticed how your pets react differently, how mirrors seem to shimmer when you walk past. These are not hallucinations. They're warnings. Your dreams have shifted, too. You're visiting unfamiliar places or seeing the same shadowed face repeatedly. That's her entering your subconscious, trying to leave fingerprints. You may have dismissed the patterns, sudden headaches, a new recurring number, the sense of being watched. But now it's time to stop brushing it off. She is active, and her task is urgent. The woman in black has done this before. She's known in spiritual paths that twist backward. Your name is simply next in the line of those they want silenced, delayed, or rerouted from divine timing. Type Amen to get blessing 645. Her presence grows heavier when you're about to receive something: money, love, clarity, freedom. Those are the moments she circles tighter. Do not open your door when she's near. She will not knock, but she will pull your attention. All she needs is an invitation, a reaction, a moment of weakness when you acknowledge her out loud. There are objects you may find in the days ahead: black feathers, knots of hair, torn parchment with strange markings. If you see them, don't touch. Those are keys she's planted to unlock deeper trouble. She's been paid, not in money, but in soul debt. Whoever hired her did so with an oath, and they traded something valuable to ensure she targets you specifically. The danger is not just physical. This is energetic warfare. They want to tangle your path, create distractions, loop you into delay, despair, and confusion. Type Amen to get blessing 812. The name stitched onto her cloth wasn't written in ink. It was carved, soaked in something old, something binding. That's why you feel a tightness in your chest without explanation. Even your body knows what's happening. Fatigue, dizziness, forgotten items, and emotional outbursts. These are your cells reacting to the spiritual assault. She often leaves behind a trace. It may show up as a chill in the air, a smell that comes and goes, or even a flickering candle. That's how she marks completion for each round she circles. She has no emotion, no empathy. She carries what was commanded. But her eyes do soften when she sees resistance. It reminds her of the life she once had. Archangel Michael says, "You are not defenseless. You are not alone." And this will not continue much longer. Type Amen to get blessing 119. She is bound to rules. That's why your light has kept her from entering. But the circles she leaves outside are meant to weaken your spiritual wall. If you feel drawn to clean certain corners, rearrange objects, or cleanse your door, do it. These urges come from your soul's intuition, guided by divine forces working silently in your favor. This woman has been paid for multiple nights. The more you ignore it, the tighter her loops become. But the moment you name it aloud and prepare to undo it, her steps begin to falter. There's a box hidden in someone's home with 3 names and 4 objects. Yours is the second name. That person is someone you once shared kindness with but who envied how easily light followed you. Their hatred birthed this. Their bitterness funded her walk. But your endurance will collapse it all. Type Amen to get blessing 777. You've likely noticed moments when your memory skips, when you enter a room and forget why, or misplace the same item repeatedly. That is her silent influence brushing against your aura, bending the threads of awareness. Her energy exists to confuse, delay, and create energetic fatigue. She doesn't speak in words you understand, but she chants them over and over as she walks. The air around her thickens, like an invisible fog that lingers long after she's gone. This fog carries the energy of regret, sorrow, and distorted intention. If you've suddenly started doubting people around you, wondering who's truly on your side, trust that feeling. The energy she brings magnifies deception and uncovers hidden motives. It stirs up the spiritual dust that many hoped you'd never see. This woman was summoned by envy. Her movements are precise, and her target is defined. She's not lost or wandering. She was sent, with your name burning beneath her breath. Type Amen to get blessing 494. Archangel Michael says, you must understand the depth of this moment. This is not just about fear, it's about reclaiming territory that belongs to your soul. You are the light that those in the shadows cannot stand. That's why they conjure the darkness to orbit your peace. The people behind this knew what they were doing. They waited until you were close to something big, an elevation, a breakthrough, a union, a financial flow, and then they acted. Their timing is not a coincidence. The black cloth she carries has absorbed energies for years. It is filled with pain, jealousy, and abandonment. They stitched your name into that cloth not because you harmed them, but because your joy offended their wounds. What they didn't realize is that you are protected by bloodlines that carry ancient favor. You are not alone. The more they try to bind you, the louder heaven hears your name. Type Amen to get blessing 212. The woman in black is persistent, but she's weakening. Every time you resist, every time you pray, stay calm, speak light, or laugh, her grip fades just a little. Her power feeds on your disconnection, and the more grounded you are, the harder her task becomes. She circles not only physically, but spiritually. She tries to loop into your thoughts, stir your emotions, plant seeds of doubt. But you've been given insight for a reason. Your awareness is your first sword. If you've been waking up between 2 o'clock and 4 a.m., it's because that's the time she passes by. She doesn't need to knock. Your energy senses her even before your body wakes. And she wants you restless. But what she doesn't know is that the archangel is near. Michael's sword has already pierced the veil. His warriors are surrounding her steps with invisible fire. Type Amen to get blessing 339. There's a reason your spirit has not collapsed. Even though waves have come, your foundation hasn't cracked. That's because your destiny isn't something that can be shaken by another's envy. She's tried to enter through mirrors, dreams, even through a person you once trusted. But every time she attempts, something blocks her. And it infuriates her. You've begun to see things now, patterns, truths, people revealing their hearts. That's not random. Her presence makes masks fall. And that's part of the blessing in disguise. You might have noticed crows near your home, or cats behaving strangely. These animals often react to her spiritual frequency. She can hide from people, but not from nature. Type Amen to get blessing 808. Archangel Michael says, you are not only being watched, you are being protected by a force too mighty for this darkness to penetrate. The only way she could succeed is if you willingly invited despair. And you haven't. The objects you find, strings, bones, dried plants, strange markings, are attempts to anchor her energy. But they're powerless unless feared. And you're past that point now. This next phase will test your resolve. The closer you get to breaking free of certain cycles, the more pressure she will attempt to apply. But even her energy has limits. She has begun to stumble. Her steps aren't as strong as they were days ago, because she underestimated how powerful your light truly is. Type Amen to get blessing 511. There is a journal in the home of the one who summoned her. That journal contains your name, dreams you once shared, and twisted interpretations of your success. They used your kindness as fuel for a spiritual contract. That woman in black acts as a courier. Her rituals don't create fate, they only delay it. And even those delays are falling apart now. A mirror cracked recently near the person who sent her. That's no accident. The energy has begun reversing. What they released will now return. She may cry out silently soon. Not from sorrow, but from defeat. The energy she carries will begin turning on her. Type Amen to get blessing 1000. You've been guided not to react out of fear. That guidance is divine. Your restraint has protected more than just yourself. It has blocked the full extent of what they tried to send. She may now appear in dreams as a woman you once knew, or even as a younger version of herself. Do not engage. Let her fade. You may feel cold spots in rooms, or sudden warmth when speaking your truth. These are indicators that Michael's fire is cleansing the space around you. The cords tied to your name are snapping, one by one. The binding cloth she holds is beginning to unravel. Type Amen to get blessing 727. You may find yourself drawn to water, to smoke, or to flame. These elements are aligning around you now. They respond to the spiritual storm and want to help you stabilize. There's a sound, like low humming, that sometimes follows her steps. That's the sound of an old chant looping back to its source. And you are no longer the destination. By the time the next moon rises, you'll feel it. The weight will begin to lift. The dreams will shift. The silence will feel peaceful again, not heavy. This is the season where your name is being cleared. Not just spiritually, but in places you never knew it was smeared. Type Amen to get blessing 931. She may try once more, a desperate attempt in a final night. You'll feel it, sudden wind, flickering power, a deep sense of pressure. That is when you call your name back. Speak it aloud. Anchor it in love. Refuse to let anyone else carry your identity with hate. Archangel Michael says, your name is written in places far above anything their envy can reach. You are known not for what you carry, but for what you survive. The woman in black has begun her departure. She knows her time is ending. Type Amen to get blessing 181. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Your name will no longer be carried by her cloth. Your image will no longer be traced in circles drawn with envy. You are breaking every ritual they sent to loop you into failure. Let them gather again if they want. It won't work this time. You are no longer who you were. You're wrapped in divine armor now. The light they tried to dim has burned through their shadows. You are shining again, not with fear, but with unstoppable clarity. She will vanish the same way she came, in silence, without a trace of breath or farewell. But the impact of what she attempted will echo across your timeline in ways she never expected. The circle is collapsing now, not because she chose to stop, but because the light around you has grown too strong for her to continue. You may feel lighter one morning, as if a chain has fallen off your shoulder. That will be the moment her final ritual fails. The name she tried to wrap in cords of shadow is now glowing too brightly for her to touch. The whispers have stopped. The footsteps have stilled. She has realized she was walking toward her own undoing. Archangel Michael says, your name now rises above the curses, the envy, and the chains that were placed in secret. Those who thought you would never find out will be the first to hear your victory spoken aloud. Type Amen to get blessing 633. Your aura is no longer cracked. It's sealed, expanded, made immune by what you've just endured. The woman in black has been stripped of her power. She can no longer carry the cloth with your name. Even the person who summoned her has begun to fall into confusion. Their rituals backfired. Their dreams are haunted now, not by you, but by the energy they invoked and lost control of. Mirrors around them will continue to crack. Relationships around them will begin to unravel. The spiritual fire they tried to send to your door now burns in their own room. This is divine justice. It isn't loud, but it is precise. Type Amen to get blessing 777. The air around your home has changed. You might notice birds returning, calm sleep, or laughter resurfacing without effort. These are not coincidences. They are indicators of spiritual cleansing. From this moment forward, your name is protected in heavenly ink. No hands, no chance, no shadowed ritual can touch it again. There will be a blessing sent to you now, something unexpected but long overdue. It may arrive as a message, a signed paper, or an invitation that shifts your direction completely. You earned this shift. You walked through the spiritual storm and never bowed. Type Amen to get blessing 848. The woman in black has lost her access. She walks in confusion now, trying to remember whose name she once carried. She is undone, not by force, but by your refusal to break. You are entering a new phase now, one where only truth can walk beside you. Old ties will fall away. False friends will be revealed. Realignment will be swift. Let your space remain protected. Add salt near the door, light a clean flame, and speak your name aloud in light. This is not fear. This is preparation for expansion. Your home will be restored. Your sleep will be healed. Your heart will be light again. Type Amen to get blessing 222. They never expected you to make it this far. They thought the woman in black would be enough. But what they forgot is who walks with you in the unseen. The moment you stopped fearing shadows, the moment your light pierced through, she was no longer strong. That moment broke the contract. Now, those who worked against you will hear your name spoken in rooms of favor. They will watch you rise from the same ashes they tried to burn you in. Archangel Michael says, there is a seal over your life now that no enemy can break. And everything they tried to block will now overflow. Type Amen to get blessing 999. This victory is silent but sacred. You may not need to say a word to anyone. The results will speak louder than any conversation ever could. Let your footsteps be calm. You are no longer being circled. You are being lifted. Every place that once felt heavy will now carry light. Every door that was locked due to spiritual interference will now swing open with divine ease. The woman in black has turned away. Her task failed, and the energy attached to her has returned to its source. Type Amen to get blessing 444. Let this be your sign that you are fully released from what they attempted to place on you. You are walking into a chapter of clarity, ease, and multiplied favor. If you feel the air still for a moment, pause and give thanks. You're standing in the stillness that follows a spiritual battle you never asked for but won anyway. Let your enemies talk. Let them wonder. Your rise will be the loudest message of all. The woman in black will not be seen again. Not near your home. Not near your name. Not in your story. Type Amen to get blessing 111. Your light now echoes across timelines. Your name is being spoken by those of high spiritual rank. Your protection has been upgraded, permanently. They will try again with someone else, but never again with you. You are marked, by survival, by divine covering, by spiritual victory that will not be reversed. Walk forward with your head high. You did not just survive. You became the one they will never forget. And from now on, your steps carry the fire they fear. Let this closing seal it. The woman in black has turned to dust. Your name rises with morning fire, unstoppable, unbroken, unbound. The message is complete. The loop is broken. The blessing is active.